From the top of Alaska, I'm riding my motorcycle around the planet to the bottom of New Zealand. I'm calling it the Big Spiral. We're in West Africa, and this is the next day of my adventure.
All right, good morning from Dakar, Senegal. This video is, well, it's going to be about the Dakar experience, I think, but basically we're going to gain this experience from having to do stuff here. So I need to get a couple visas here while I'm in the city, but right now the first thing I need to do is I need to get more data for my SIM because I got scammed at the border. I thought I bought 120 gigabytes of data. Well, I only got about 30 of that, and yeah, they got me. So I gotta go to one of these orange offices and buy some more and check out these communal buses. Also, we're gonna be switching accommodation. That whole hotel I stayed at was, well, it was fine enough, but it was just a little tough, and no running water or anything like that. So Transel, nice. Yeah, there's an orange store here. Okay, got myself some more data that makes life a lot easier. Okay, so I booked this other Airbnb. Let's go ahead there. I'd like to drop off all my stuff there. Yeah, but the owner stopped responding, so we'll just go there and see what happens. Okay, around here somewhere is my accommodation. Okay, I believe it's here.
Okay, all right, I got my place. Just show you quick. It's a lot nicer than the hotel, and it's actually cheaper than the hotel. So, yeah, this is where I'm going to be for the next bit. All right, let's head out and get some stuff done.
Okay, let's head out. Yeah, it's maybe a little awkward because to access my apartment, I have to literally walk through their house. And they're really friendly, really friendly. But yeah, I'm just like, hi, I'm leaving now. See ya. Okay, first thing we need to do is get some passport photos taken, get some copies made. Get dusty out here. Okay, apparently passport photos here. Oh, here maybe. All right, I got passport photos made and a bunch of copies made. Time to go. I need to find a bank and get some cash. Oh, there's a bank. How do I get there? Okay.
Please wait while your transaction is processing.
This is not working.
Yeah, this is I think pretty typical. I haven't run into it too much, but I'm sure just it'll continue to happen. Oh, there's a place called EcoBank there. Maybe I'll try that. Okay, let's see if they've got something for me. Okay, now let's head to the embassy for Guinea-Bissau. this statue. It's quite interesting. I believe it was designed and built by North Korea. North Korea is kind of famous for these statues. And wow. This is it. Is it this one? I think so. Where is it? Embassy for Guinea-Bissau. Well, that looks like a Greek flag up there. Isn't that a Greek flag? Bonjour! Oui, l'embassy Guinea-Bissau. See? Oh wait, merci beaucoup. Oh yeah. Okay, so I've left my passport there, and basically I have to come back tomorrow and pick it up. So that'll be fine. I was a bit surprised. I thought they were going to ask some questions or anything, but basically they just asked when I'm going to enter, really, and which I didn't really know, but I just kind of picked a date and guessed a little bit. Yeah, they just take your money and take your papers, and yeah, I thought there's going to be more questions for sure. I guess I haven't really explained what a visa is, because when people hear visa, they probably think about the credit card company, but basically a visa is permission to enter a country. This is why I thought they're going to ask questions and stuff, because they want to know more about you, like if you're the reason you're going or all this stuff. But yeah, if I want to go to Guinea-Bissau, I need this visa. Now a lot of countries do these visas online, and so I basically kind of figured out which ones I can do online and which ones I have to go to in person. The ones I go to in person, well, I have to kind of think of, well, I have to be in this city to get a visa for that upcoming country. And usually the countries adjacent to the country that you want a visa will have a consulate. And so I was looking like, well, Dakar's got a bunch of consulates, and so yeah, it's good to, it makes sense to stop in Dakar, and then that way I can do a whole bunch of visas at the same time. Anyways, you can see like there's a fair bit of friction when you're kind of doing all this stuff in a foreign country. Like, not all the bank machines will work. Even just navigating, like Google Maps will take you someplace that doesn't work, and then all the stuff you just kind of have to be prepared for. So yeah, getting your passport photos and copies of your passport and vaccinations and all this stuff. So now I want to get some kind of SD cards, maybe some other stuff. You know, I was thinking about maybe I can buy a drone, but I'm not sure if they'll sell it to me here. We'll see. But yeah, in Senegal, like, you can't just go to a Best Buy and buy an SD card. You can't, you know, it's not that easy. But I did do some research, and I found like a little bit of a computer shop, electronics store that seems to be okay. So yeah, I've been wanting to buy a new drone for a while now, because I have like a pretty old one, and the new one is a pretty big upgrade. But I'm not even sure if they'll sell it to me. Maybe you need a license or something, I don't know. But anyways, with my own drone, I was kind of waiting for it to break, or I crashed it or something, and I did crash it a number of times, but it was fine every time. So watch out, kiddo. Oh, the engine's sitting in there. Wow, this is the engine district, isn't it? Oh, now we're in the market. I can tell when the fan for the radiator goes on because my leg starts to get really hot. But so far I haven't had any overheating issues in the city. It can be bit tough on the bike because it's moving so slowly. Oh, do I go in between this bus and the van? Maybe it's okay. Okay, we're getting there. Oh yes, this is it. Now how do I park?
Oui, c'est moi qui t'a dit, monsieur. Oui, tu voulais quoi? Tu demandes.
Et je voulais garer.
Oui, oui, c'est ça le but.
Ici?
Tu vas t'amener, c'est pour ça là. Je vais retourner.
Okay.
Ok, voilà.
Ici?
Voilà,
Yeah.
It looks promising, right? It's quite shiny in here. I found them.
Okay, so I got the exact SD cards that I want. And actually, they had the drone I want in there too, but it costs about $1,000 more than it would cost in Canada. So I'm a bit, I don't know. It's pretty expensive. I even asked, like, you can sell it to me? Because I'm not sure if drones are allowed here. And it's like, yeah, that's fine. I'm like, okay. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I need malaria medication. And so, I guess I should explain malaria. So malaria is like a disease that you can get from a mosquito. Malaria, for the most part, only really exists in Africa, although it has existed in other places in the world in the past. But Africa is like kind of like the perfect storm for malaria, especially when you go to more humid tropical spots. You have to be a bit careful with this. Malaria can kill you. So basically, there is a vaccine for it, but it's only available to people that live in Africa. So what I'll be taking is something like an oral medication that is temporary. It won't make me immune to it, but it'll reduce the risk by quite a bit. And one thing I didn't know about malaria before I started kind of looking into this, I just kind of assumed that these mosquitoes were breeding in dirty water or something, because malaria is basically a parasite, and I assumed they were getting the parasite from water. But in fact, a mosquito needs to bite a person or sting a person that already has malaria to get this parasite and then be able to give it to another person. That's how they got rid of it in places like Florida and Italy, is that if they removed malaria from the population, then the mosquitoes could no longer contract malaria themselves and pass it on to humans. So basically, that's why a vaccine in Africa would be such a great thing, because it would, if you get everybody vaccinated, it would effectively eliminate malaria. But we're not at that point yet, so here I find myself heading to the pharmacy. And according to my little travel app thing, this pharmacy is the only one of all of Dakar that sells the specific medication. And there's about 4 medications for malaria. Some are kind of like antibiotics, and the parasite has already adapted to it, so it's not as effective anymore. I guess I'll turn right here. Well, I feel like we're in like the business district now. But anyways, yeah, malaria is a pretty terrible thing to get. If you get it, you can fight it off, but it is a very dangerous disease, and there are various versions of it too. So, but I will have to take it. I'll get closer until I get to about Namibia, where it becomes more arid. Oh, where's this? Oh, there it is. The pharmacy on the left here. It looks like a fancy pharmacy with security guards and such. So now how do I park here? Often these guards will kind of tell you where to park. So yeah, this is a really fancy pharmacy. Wow. Okay, a bit of sticker shock there. That cost me like $700 Canadian for 4 months of malaria medication. Yeah, $700. And I'm not even sure 4 months is going to cover me. Hopefully it will. Look at this site. Amazing. Okay, yeah. So basically, there are various types of medication, like I mentioned before. I picked the most expensive one, but also the one that seems to be the healthiest, least amount of side effects. So I thought, well, it seems worth it, you know, especially if I'm taking it long term. Oh, right turn. But yeah, you know, with malaria, and you know, it is deadly. And if I'm going to be on it for a long time, I should be at least on one that's not going to mess me up, you know? Because some of them have, some of these drugs have pretty bad side effects. Look at this guy. Nice carbon Trek road bike. But yeah, that might have eaten into the old drone fund. I don't know. I'm going to do a little more research on buying a drone around here, because the one they had there was really expensive. Ça va? Oh, mon français pas bien, désolé. Tu parles anglais? Parlez anglais? Oh, wait. You can see all these community buses are just jam-packed, and there's no windows, and so people are just kind of hanging out. No, what are you doing? Man, there's this whole off-road section in the median here. Oh, someone's buying some persimmons there, I think. They're really smoky, but I love how these are painted, these communal buses. This guy's running to sell some stuff. This traffic is just nutso, isn't it? Rush hour Dakar. Oh, what's going on here? Just Jeep problems. And back to the apartment.
Well, I feel like I got a lot done today. It was a lot more successful than I kind of imagined. I was like, oh, I have time to do this now. I'm going to do this. I'm going to keep going. A little bit of friction at the start, trying to just find a place to get money out of the ATM. But yeah. Maybe we'll just talk a little bit about malaria a little bit. So I just want to show you a map I found online here. So this is an incidence of malaria map for Africa. And as you can see, we are in Senegal here. So it's not too bad in Senegal. I think I'll probably start taking it, I think, in Guinea-Bissau. The Gambia is slightly worse, but yeah, I need all those 4 months of pills to last until Angola. I suppose I could probably, find more along the way, but yeah. And just to show you, like, the rest of the world, it's pretty much not a problem anymore. There's like a little bit in South America, and then if you go to Pakistan has a little, and then if you go to like Papua New Guinea, it's quite bad there. But yeah, and from what I can tell, the worst country is Benin, where like 4 out of 10 people are getting malaria in 2021. So, and then actually surprisingly, Mozambique is quite bad as well. So yeah, there's various malaria medications. There's other ones that give you really weird dreams. They can not be good. They can give you anxiety, depression. They can amplify those things if you already have those things. And the one I picked, basically the only side effect really is that it's expensive. Now these are the ones I chose. I'm not even going to say that. But it does have side effects, but they're quite rare and few and far between. And I figured, well, Africa is already hard enough, and I might as well take the expensive stuff that is not really going to give me problems, or hopefully doesn't give me problems. Because there's already so many other things I need to focus on and think about while I'm traveling through Africa that I don't really want to have other side effects going on. So I'm willing to pay a bit extra for that, just so I don't have a lower chance of problems regarding the medication. So, but in fact, like I was actually, a bit stressed out because I knew I had to do a lot of stuff, and I was just like trying to like organize everything and trying to figure out exactly what I needed to do. So I just made like a list, and that really helped me just relax a bit. But yeah, like I was like, oh, what do I do? You just like your brain's all over the place trying to figure out how to do this in what order and all that stuff. So anyways, I think we'll continue this video tomorrow, and we'll go do the Guinea-Bissau thing, and then we'll head over to the Liberian embassy. And I think there might be a couple other things I need to do while I'm in town. So okay, so we'll see you tomorrow.
Good morning. It is time to go to the embassy of Guinea-Bissau and pick up my visa, and then basically bring it directly to the Liberian embassy. So I think I may have actually messed up the timing on my Guinea-Bissau visa. I just went to the embassy and just kind of guessed as to when I went there, but I did a whole bunch of planning last night. I'm like, oh, I think I'm going to be there actually a lot earlier than I told them I was going to be there. So hopefully it's not too late to change it. But basically it'll be a 30-day visa. So it basically gives me a 30-day window in which to be in the country. Yeah, this is all a bit of the learning process. I think I made a bit of a mistake here, but fortunately Guinea-Bissau is optional. I don't have to go through it, so I may choose not to go through it because of this mistake. So but yeah, it is all a bit tricky because there's so many countries, and you kind of have to try, like I don't really plan, so but you do have to kind of plan and pick a date or a date range in which you'll be in that country. And yeah, so we'll see what happens. And then the other restriction is I really need to be like at the equator at a certain time because of the rainy season. So there's like a small window in which I can be there. So I have to kind of plan my way through all these countries. Otherwise it'll just be really, really difficult if I get there when it's really raining. So but yeah, anyhow, I have a kind of a rough plan in place. Kind of a rough estimate of how fast I move. Obviously you can't plan everything out because random stuff happens, but you try to do what you can. Oh, here. Okay, good news. So actually they gave me a visa that starts from today, but it lasts a bit over 2 months. So I'll be good. I'm good to go for Guinea-Bissau. So we're gonna head to Liberian embassy now. Okay, I have to go this way. And the Liberian embassy is somewhere around here. There often be, oh, maybe that's the American embassy right there because it's the American flag. Oh no, maybe it's Liberia one. They have a very American flag. It's just one big star on the top left. Alright, I can't show you the inside, but I'll tell you the story after. Okay, my passport is still sitting in the embassy there, so it should be ready. She said come back tomorrow at 12, so that's fairly fast, I think. I was expecting 2 days, so. And yeah, we had like a little interview. There's a little bit more to this one than the other one. The other one I just like dropped off the paperwork and paid the money. This one actually had to go to the bank and do a little interview. The interview is very like, why are you going? I'm a tourist. I want to see Liberia. So very simple. Alright, well that's another day of visa stuff. I think we'll continue this video when I get my passport back, and then I'll kind of explain the visa situations. So. Of course, going wrong way on on the exit. All right, good morning. I'm kind of excited. So I mentioned earlier that I found a drone, but it was like so expensive. It was like quite like a lot more expensive than it would be back in Canada, back home. But I was like, oh, maybe I can find a cheaper one somewhere, and I think I found one. So I think we're gonna get a little drone upgrade today, assuming it all works out. Yeah, because I've had this current drone, like I've owned this drone for even before I started this channel. Like, it's a pretty old drone. I have to say there are definitely some positives to having an old drone, because you can be more risky with it, because you're like, well, you know, if I crash it, it's an old drone. But I've also been like, well, I know there's a lot better out there, and I could get better footage if I get a nicer drone. And so I think I want to do that while I'm here. It's like maybe one of the few opportunities where I can actually buy a drone. So I thought I should go for it. Anyways, so if we get the drone, then I want to get some shots around the city, because I already have like this drone does like more stuff than my other one does, and I just kind of want to like try it out. So we'll see. I think my drone shop, electronic shop, is just right here. Oh, yeah, here.
Ah mais c'est cher.
C'est bon. Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. All right. Oh, too funny. I've never had that service before. Yeah, I was kind of struggling. I really thought that the box was going to fit in the case on my bike, and it definitely did not. Trying to figure out how to put it on, and the guy just comes out with a big roll of tape and we'll just strap it on there. Amazing. But anyways, yeah, I got it for basically the same price I would have paid in Canada, which is pretty amazing. Because yeah, if you think about the Canadian price with tax, yeah, I paid about the same. So actually, I'm pretty glad I got that one. But anyways, it's in this box, and I gotta go back to my accommodation and just get it out of the box and set it up. And then there's a couple shots in Dakar that I'd love to get with the new drone. So anyways, I'll see you in a second once I got everything set up. Alright, well, it's the next day, and I got the drone set up. So basically I'd like to test it out, and I'd like to test it out right around here on that statue there. I just realized one of the heads has some kind of viewing tower. Anyways, yeah, let's check out the statue and see if the drone is an upgrade at all. Maybe from right here. So this is the drone I got. It's a Mini 5 Pro, because I know a lot of people ask what drone I use, and my old one was a Mini 3 Pro, so it was quite old by now, probably 4 or 5 years old. So, and I put an air tag on top in case I lose it, because it makes it easier to find. Anyhow, let's see how this goes.
Take off. Home point updated.
This controller is a bit different
Max
for me.
altitude reached.
So the statue is of a man and a woman and their child, and it's meant to represent Africa's rebirth, hope, and future. Construction began in the 2000s as a vision for a modern, proud Africa, and it was inaugurated in 2010 on the same day as Senegal's 50th anniversary of their independence. Now it's kind of controversial because, well, for one, it was designed and built by North Korea, so they didn't use any local artists to build it. And also it's North Korea, so it's a bit controversial hiring a state like North Korea to build a statue like this in your city. And the deal was also a bit funny. It wasn't only a cash deal, they also were basically trading land for this statue. Although they may have quietly given it back because there's been a whole bunch of sanctions on North Korea since this statue was built. But I do have to say, the North Koreans are quite good at building these statues, especially, you know, if you look at the ones in North Korea, they are quite impressive, although very kind of a bit Stalinist, Soviet kind of style. That being said, they are still really impressive.
Okay, so I really like the zoom. Like, I really like to be able to have that flatter image. I don't know if you noticed that, but you can kind of get like a really nice like parallax effect when you get that zoom going on. Anyways, I'm just nerding out here a little bit, but there's kind of one other feature about this drone that I want to try out here, and it's probably the reason I decided to get this drone, because it is quite a big upgrade from my last one. My last one had this feature, but it was really bad at it. So, but for this shot, I want to kind of head to where we kind of started in Dakar, because I just want to capture some of that chaos, you know. So let's head over there. Okay, this is exactly the kind of street I want to ride down. Let's see. Okay, so the follow on this thing is supposed to be a lot better, but this is a really busy situation, so we'll see. And there's cables, and it's maybe a bit risky thing to do with a new drone, but we'll see how it goes. Oh, it almost crashed already. Yeah, I'm gonna try this in a different way. Yeah, I'm the one waving my hand. Okay, then maybe that's enough of that. I don't want to crash the drone as soon as I buy it, you know, so. Okay, yeah, that was a super risky flight actually, a lot more risky than I thought. I didn't think about all these power lines going between the buildings, and there's a lot of them. I'm not even sure if I got the shot I wanted, but I hope that was cool at least. Oh, goats. Alright, let's head back to the apartment and let's finish this video off. I nearly crashed it. Alright, yeah. I'll see you at the apartment.
Okay, I'm pretty happy with the drone footage. It definitely looks pretty good. Yeah, I hope the purchase was worth it, because it's quite expensive, these drones, and it seems like the better they get, the more advanced they get, the more expensive they get. I feel like it's almost double what I spent for my previous one. So yeah, and yeah, we made a lot of good progress on the visas, a lot more than I even showed you. So I made a list. I'll show you quick. Okay, so this is like a list of all the visas that are that I kind of want. Not all of them are necessary. So this is all for a Canadian citizen. So for Morocco, I don't need a visa. Mauritania was easy. It was just a e-visa, so you apply online. Senegal and Gambia don't need a visa. And then I got these ones in Dakar here, Guinea-Bissau and Liberia. And then I also applied for the e-visas for these other two countries in between. That all went well, except for Guinea-Conakry. They didn't take my money, so they held it, and then my app said, oh, they didn't take the money, but I still have the visa, I think. And then, yeah, so you go down here, and then so all the ones that say required, I'll have to go to an embassy somewhere, and usually the embassy will be in a neighboring country, 1 or 2 countries before. Some of these are going to be difficult. Equatorial Guinea is notoriously difficult. Nigeria, I've heard it's gotten easier recently, but it's been difficult in the past. And even, can you get an e-visa? Sometimes these e-visas, you have to enter the country through the airport. And so this might require going to the embassy in Benin. But yeah, really glad I got the visa stuff done. In the next video, it's time to get some work done on the bike. She needs some love, and yeah, so there's a shop here. It's fairly well known among overlanders or motorcyclists. So I'm gonna go to this shop in Dakar, and we'll try to fix the oil leak, and my rear brake is dragging, and then there's just a couple other small things that the bike needs that I want to fix up. So, but anyhow, I really hope you found this video interesting. There's like this whole backside to riding around the world that doesn't really get talked about, and yeah, I think kind of the visa stuff is an important aspect of it, because yeah, I've spent a fair bit of time just kind of dealing with all this stuff, and just, you know, learning it and trying to understand and how to deal with this. And then of course there's all this other stuff you have to do along with it, like making copies, making reservations at hotels occasionally, you know, getting your photo taken, all this stuff. So there's like lots of like logistical things to do. But anyways, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one where we go get some work done on Little Cowie. Yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.